And it's partly because he's so fascinatingly odd, I can't figure him out. Like, he's easily 45 years old. He has a big mop of bushy dark hair, the biggest moustache you've ever seen, right? And he wears clothes that you simply could not have found anywhere in the last 30 years. He looks like a perfect crystallisation and distillation of the entire population of Russia circa 1973 into one glorious comrade, ready for victory in either chess or nuclear warheads, either one. And he wears a headband and sweatbands. A headband and sweatbands. Or at least, I thought that's what he wears. Until one day, I saw him up close. And I realised that what he's actually wearing are torn strips of cotton from a sling bandage tied around his wrists and forehead. And when I found that out, I just couldn't stop staring at him, thinking, unlock your secrets to me. And then marry me. And the best thing about him by 100 miles is he does not do any exercise when he goes to the gym whatsoever. He doesn't do running, he doesn't do rowing, he doesn't do anything. The only thing he does from the second he gets there to the second he leaves, and I swear to God this is true, over and over again, all he does is this. You can do that anywhere. You don't have to pay to go to the gym. You can do it anywhere. Look, here he is, look. That's him. He can't do it anywhere. He's a spy. Do you want to know how I know? Ever since I took this photograph of him and he saw me doing it, he's not come back to the gym when I've been there. Coincidence? No. He's been assassinated. See, I feel really bad at just the idea of that, because I'm not talking about any of these people to ridicule them, like, far from it. If anything, I find eccentricity wonderfully reassuring. And I think it's because partly all my life I've got stick for being weird. And I don't want to be weird. I want to be normal and happy. Like, even things that might make me seem kooky or even charming now, in 25 years, they're just going to be reasons why people will not sit next to me on public transport. Which is a fancy dress idea I'm workshopping, but it's not finished. I've got a little brother, and he's 11 years old, and I love him. And I'll have to say at this point, he's 12 years old, he just had a birthday. Because, like, what if one of you is his friend, and you'll be like, well, you can't love him that much, he's 12. I'd be like, well, this is an over-18s gig. Why are you friends with a 12-year-old? But we play games over the internet. You're grooming him, is what you're doing. Get the speck out of your eye before you put it in my eye, and that's in the Bible. So I've got this brother, and yeah, he's 11 years old, and his presence in my life has made it 100% empirically better. Like, it's like someone taking you around your own house up to the attic and going, did you not even know there was a skylight under here? Look, it's light now. Like, from when he was 4 years old, and he took me outside to play dentists. And then proceeded to shove handful upon handful of grass into my mouth. It's when he was 8, and we spent a full 45 minutes in Wick's DIY store with curved bits of drain pipe on our elbows, pretending to be robots. Till last summer, he came over, and for the first time he stayed over, and he decided he was going to write a screenplay on my laptop. A screenplay on my laptop. And it is bafflingly weird. It's called The Silent Cartographer. I'll do you a reading from it. John. Who are you? Andre. I am the silent cartographer. John. But how? But why? Andre. I am the silent cartographer. I am the silent cartographer. I don't think he knows what the word cartographer means. Or indeed the word silent. And I was so happy to see him. I was like, hey, Lawrence, how's everything? How are your friends? And he said, the other children at school won't really talk to me because they all say that I'm weird, but I don't really mind being weird. I just let them get on with it. And I thought, Not you as well. Do you want an olive? Do you want a martini? Don't tell Dad! And I was talking to my friend Joanna about this, and one of the things that she said was, eccentrics can't help it. They're not trying to be weird. We were talking about this musician we both like called Daniel Johnston, and the thing about him is he desperately wants to be a good musician, a proper musician like the Beatles, but he suffers quite a lot from mental health problems, and he goes out on stage with his guitar and his mic stand ready to be in the Beatles, with his guitar ready to play proper music like the Beatles. And the music he makes is beautiful, but it's not the Beatles. And it's the same with my gym fiancé. Or as I assume he is called. He just wants to be a proper athlete. You know, he gets up every day and thinks, oh God, I really want to be an athlete, but all my clothes are from the past. Fuck it, he'll do it. But they wear a headband and sweatbands, didn't they? A headband and sweatbands, and all I've got is this big pile of slings. God, it'll do. And I went to the Museum of Folk Art in New York, travelling, sensitive, intelligent. But if you can, you should go. It's a wonderful museum, and the best thing about it is it really does have outsider art. It has things by people who were mentally ill or completely untrained or working in these crazy mediums you can't anticipate. And the ethos of the museum is, don't judge these people by the boxes they were forced into by society or by the labels they were given. Judge them by the art they made and the artists they aspired to be. And I found that just so heartening. And my favourite thing in the whole gallery was a painting, which I've drawn out for you guys, a copy of. And here it is. And it's called The Peaceable Kingdom. And it's a painting by a guy called Edward Hicks. And the reason he painted this, it's a depiction of a line in the Bible from Isaiah. And it's that the lion will lie down with the lamb and they'll be led into heaven by a little child. And the reason he painted this was because he was a Quaker, which I would like to point out at this point is my all-time favourite religion. It's amazing. It's like, is there a God? It doesn't really matter, just be nice to everyone. Bang! Have some of that! What do fundamentalist Quakers do? They sit very still, very quiet for a very long time. Ooh, frightened. But you see, he was a Quaker in the early 19th century, and at that time it was really austere, right? And he desperately wanted to be a good painter, but he desperately wanted to be a good Quaker. And the only way he could see to equate those two things without becoming decadent or ungodly was to paint this, the peaceable kingdom. So what he did over his entire life and career was to paint 100 different versions of this and nothing else. That is 96 more than you could possibly need. And that's generous. That's a spare, a double spare, and a spare for the double spare. What's he doing with them? Showing up at galleries? Hello, I have a painting to sell. Oh, what is it? It's the Peaceable Kingdom. Oh, it's charming. Thank you. We'll take it. Thank you. Good day. 3 months later, hello, I have a new painting. Oh, what is it? It's the Peaceable Kingdom. We have one of those. Why would we want an identical one? Are you a mental? We've got exactly the same. What are you going to watch me to put it next to a mirror? Just fuck off. Well, it's the early 19th century. You wouldn't tell me to fuck off. Then I bid you good morrow. I just feel sorry for his wife. Yeah, Mary, I've painted you another painting. Is it a cunting peaceable kingdom? How did you know? Why can't you just paint me some flowers, Edward? I've got 15 peaceable kingdoms in the lounge. Oh, what did you get for your anniversary, Mary? Have a guess. Was it chocolate? You're taking the piss. You know what it was. Sometimes I wish I wasn't such a good Quaker because I would leave you there, I said it. Sometimes I wish I wasn't such a good Quaker because I wouldn't care. I bid you good morrow. And we all know what that means. You see, what he did was he kind of made it work for himself. Like, what he would do is adjust each painting to reflect his interests and concerns at the time. So this one here, you can see there's a child at the forefront. And the reason he painted this was because his son had just been born and he was so excited about the potential his son's life held. And this one here that says, "Die bitch whore," he painted after his wife left him. It's got a picture of a witch with its eyes all scribbled out. And then 3 months later, he painted this one that just says, "Bitch, I hate you." And this one that says, "I hate you, I'll kill you. When will you realise that I love you?" But those aren't his words. I stole them from an article in Chat magazine about how Mark Fox, 26, scratched that into his ex-wife's work surfaces and she still wouldn't take him back. Women. What enigmas we truly are. So I was drawing all these out. I hope you can see it at the back. If not, I'm really sorry. You can come and look at them later. Well, that might be weird, but you can totally come. But you see, when I was drawing all these out, I was really thinking about this man and this repeated effort and what it meant. And at the time, I was reading a book by a guy called Richard Yates, who's my favourite writer. If you want to read a good book, read Revolutionary Road by Richard Yates. It's not relevant. I just thought, fuck it, I've got a microphone, I might as well advertise. But the book I was reading was called Disturbing the Peace. And in it, there's an alcoholic who's been sober for 1 year. And at his AA meeting, they bring out a birthday cake. And on it, there's a single, solitary, lit candle. And the guy says, "Look, I just figured I would rather light one candle than curse the darkness." And I thought, I get it. So I get what he's trying to do. What he's trying to do is make this one corner of the world his own, so that even on his deathbed, he'll be able to say, because he'll be sleeping on peaceable kingdoms by that point. "Say what you like about me. I nailed the peaceable kingdom, didn't I? I nailed the peaceable kingdom, I nailed it. You wanted a peaceable kingdom, you had to come to the Hickmeister." You've never called yourself the Hickmeister before, Edward? Fuck you, I'm dying. I'm the Hickmeister today. I thought, that kind of effort, that's a commitment. Even if all you get at the end of it is 1,000,000 peaceable kingdoms, that's rare, you know? People rarely take themselves out on a limb like that. People rarely work that long or that hard at anything. So I think if you are inspired and you can do it, it doesn't matter how strange it might seem to other people, you might as well. So I started to draw them to reflect my own interests and concerns. So you can see here, I don't know if you can see, the cow is eating some Rivita and cottage cheese. This one is about my concerns about how little I like the burlesque. It's the Dita Von Teasable Kingdom! And this one here is just a pen drawing. And I thought, look, right, even if the only kingdom that I can come up with as a human being, as a comedian, whatever, is this, the passable kingdom. Or this, the squeezable kingdom. I love it, it's creepy, but I love it. Like, there is nothing else that I'd rather do than this. This is like my favourite thing in the world. And behind seemingly the most pointless and ridiculous of things, what they actually boil down to is the love and the energy of the people that make them. And it reminds me of when I was 11, we had a balloon race at my school. And I was so excited about the mystery and the potential of filling out this card and sending it off with this balloon, when the best I could have possibly hoped for was that a man in Germany that I didn't know would send it back saying, "I am a man from Germany that you don't know. Here is your balloon. It is deflated." Or, "Ich bin eine Deutsche, nicht kannst du, hier ist dein Ballon. Ist die flatte Punkte." I don't know German, but I assume it's something like that. But I still got to let my balloon go, and I watched it with all the others go up and disappear one by one. And that in itself was beautiful, right? And I would always, always rather be a morbidly obese boy painfully wedged on an inflatable slide, because then at least I'm not some arsehole in a polo shirt with a powerful hose. And that's sort of the motto of this. And I didn't really have a proper ending to the show, so I got my brother to write me one, but it's not very good. But if we can play track 3, Steve.
Thanks for coming.
It's not very good. But, you know, what can you do? Yeah, I'll play it every time. So what I've got is, if you did the orange and you peeled it, you're so welcome to throw it, and we'll see if I'll die a spinster. But I've also got this. I've got some postcards here. Whoa! Not on the head. Jesus. I've got these postcards, and I've also got some If you want to be on my mailing list, come and fill out a thing. But if you don't, I heartily understand. But yeah, I've got these postcards, and they're blank on one side.